Happy Tuesday, y'all. So I did a thing. I mentioned it yesterday. I was going to do a thing. I did a thing. Oh, wow, that hair's just sticking right out, ain't it? That's lovely. So, yeah, I did a thing. And then I had to take a bath this morning because it was just, all of this hair was just like all over me still, and I took a shower. But yeah, so I did a thing. I decided it's getting warm out, and I probably could have gone actually a little bit shorter, especially in the back, because I think I wanted it a little more stacked in the back, but this is all right for now. I might get it trimmed again, just get the back a little bit shorter. But yeah, so I had about 6 inches taken off, 6, 7 inches of my hair cut off, which is, it needed to. When I was going to dye my hair to get rid of the gray, I noticed like the ends were just not healthy, and I said, "Oh, I gotta fix this problem. I need to get a trim." When I started looking, I had like this much hair, at least 3 inches. I was like, "Oh, that's all gotta go." And on the way there, I was like, I'm just gonna cut off to the shoulders. It's getting warmer out. Um, It's just time to change my hair. So I did change my hair. So I did that at Supercuts. Really sweet girl did my hair. Really, really sweet. I really liked her a lot. And I think I would go back there again in a heartbeat because she was so good. Not sponsored, just had a great cut at Supercuts. Um, so today I'm gonna do one of my little talks, like one of my little continuations from last week's stuff about, the things they don't tell you about losing weight. And I am going to talk today about relationship issues. So here's the thing, is there's a lot of things that can affect your relationships when you're losing weight. Some of it you may notice, some of it you may not. And so it's very important that while you're losing weight, you're being conscientious of the people around you as well as yourself. Now I'm going to start with the first thing, yourself. When you lose weight, things can happen. Some people become way more extroverted because they feel more confident because they're smaller and da-da-da. You're like, there's a million reasons why it can happen. But when you do that, you can sometimes be very off-putting to other people because you can be pushy. You can be snotty. There's one thing with being a yes man, like where like, oh yeah, I can't say yes to everybody else. Sometimes I gotta say no. And then turning to this person that expects everybody else to do for you and you don't do for anyone else. So you have to be very cautious about how you proceed. And I don't mean that in a negative way, like it's not okay to expect other people to have to be there for you. It absolutely is. But when you decide, well, I did all these things for all these people and now they're going to do stuff for me, or that kind of stuff, it's not okay. I had a friend, I wouldn't even call her a friend. She was a relative of a relative kind of thing. Like I wasn't directly related to her, but I wasn't related to her at all, but she was related to somebody I was related to. And she had gastric bypass surgery. And, the first like months after her surgery, there was a lot of complaints, a lot of discomfort, blah, blah, blah. She complained about it all the time on Facebook. Well, then of course she goes in for her first weigh-in. She's lost a significant amount of weight. That's what happens when you have your stomach cut in half. And again, if you're having surgery, nothing against you. This girl made me really mad about it. So anyhow, so she had lost like a significant amount of weight in like 6 months. And there was a relative that was talking about getting married that we had as a mutual relative. And she had messaged me asking how I was doing. She literally messaged me, pretended like she wanted to chat with me. Because I had been checking in with her here and there, asking how she was feeling. Except, excuse me, allergies. And asking her how she was feeling, etc., just to make sure she was doing okay. And she literally messaged me this day, pretending to like check in on me and say hello, specifically to make sure she could mention to me that, oh, when they get married, you'll be the only fat girl there. Really? Like, you don't do that to people. Especially if you struggle being overweight, you should be so understanding about how somebody feels being an overweight person at an event. I am the person who I hope it carries forward and that I don't lose my mind like this girl did. And I hope I'm someone who, basically just kind of someone who can still be understanding of other people and the things they might be going through with their weight, etc. Like that is something I want to make sure that I try to keep always in the forefront of my mind. So I hope that I can be that person, and that's my goal. And I hope that if I start acting like this girl did, someone puts me in my place. I deserve it if I do. But I mean, it's just one of those things. You got to be careful how you treat others, and you more pay more attention to how people treat you. So you have people that are food pushers. When I see you start succeeding, they're gonna start showing up with food, or they're gonna bring home like something they know you love. Oh, I hope you don't mind. I got this for myself. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, do you want some? You know, at some point, food pushers are real. Food pushers happen. Just be mindful. And if someone brings something home, you're going to figure out how to not eat it. If that means if your friend brings over a whole cake and then goes, oh, well, I don't want to bring this home. My kids don't eat it. I'm just going to leave it here. When they walk out the door, throw it away. Like, don't put those things. If you are someone who is tempted by food and someone brings it to your house and then leaves it there on purpose because they're trying to influence you and keep you from succeeding, throw it in the garbage. Give it to a neighbor if you don't want to throw away food. Because I know one of the biggest things that people who are overweight do as an excuse of why they didn't throw something away is, but it was perfectly good food. Someone could have eaten it. It doesn't have to be you, baby. It can be anybody. So, I mean, talk to a neighbor and be like, hey, my friend left this. I'm not going to eat this. Do you guys want this? Call another friend. Say, hey, so-and-so left this at my house. I don't want it here. Do you want to come get it? People who support you will not leave food they know could tempt you. They will not, if you say, oh my gosh, I want a dozen donuts and this and that and the other thing, they will not bring that to you. It's one thing if you go to stop somewhere or if you say to someone, hey, can you get a cake donut? And they show up with a cake donut with frosting and sprinkles or whatever. Oh, I know you like sprinkles. Like, you got to pay attention to what their intentions are. And if somebody does something, don't assume they're trying to be a food pusher or they're trying to thwart your success. Be like, hey, I really appreciate you did this, but I can't have this one, or I need to cut this part off. Do you want that part? And in the future, if I say get me a cake donut, please just make sure it's plain. Or in the future, if you want to bring cake over, maybe just bring a smaller cake if you don't plan on bringing it home. Or do you have somebody else you can give this cake to? Because I really don't want this in my house. Like, be honest with the people around you with what you're going through and what you need. If you don't tell them your needs, if you don't tell them your struggles, they don't know. So don't assume someone's doing these things. Don't assume someone's trying to enable you. Don't assume someone's trying to hurt your progress. Don't assume somebody's just being hateful. Talk to them. Tell them what your needs are. Tell them, be open, be honest. I know when you're overweight and you're so used to saying yes and not talking about your problems, it is very easy to just shut up and not tell anybody anything. Well, stop. Talk to people. Tell them your struggles. Tell them what you're going through. Be honest with yourself and them. Give them the chance to help you succeed. It can be done. So I mean, enablers are someone who, instead of telling you, well, you sure you want that, and I mean, there's do not be that person who's like, well, do you really need that? Those people suck. Those people suck bad. I hate them. I don't hate them. I dislike them greatly. Just don't be hateful about stuff. Just be like, well, I know you had said before when we had our conversation what you needed, that you wanted me to make sure I didn't take you to such and such a buffet because they have this item. And now you're asking to such and such a buffet, are you sure this is what you want to do? Are you sure you can avoid this item? Like, give them the tools to not be an enabler, to have a discussion about topics. So, for example, Taylor and I are going to be going to a concert, Monsta X, in Atlanta for my birthday in July. And so we're getting a hotel room, and as part of our concert thing, we got tickets to like this restaurant thing that offers a buffet. Why? So, what does your buffet have? She's like, oh, we have this, this, and this. What do you guys have this healthy? Oh, we have salad. And I was like, oh, great. But my plan is, if I'm feeling tempted to have something I shouldn't, is to think, okay, is there a small piece? Is there something that's going to suffice my desire for this item without eating the whole thing? Or can Taylor and I split one? That's a really great option. Both of us trying to lose weight. Maybe both of us like the item. We can split one, make it better for us. Keeping in mind also we have to walk. We have our hotel's about a quarter of a mile from the venue. So we'll be walking to the venue, walking back, probably dancing and jumping around the whole night. So really that night, calorie count, not as important as most nights. But in a general situation, if you're going out with somebody and maybe they're trying to lose weight too, and maybe both of you like certain items, split them. Don't eat a whole, cheesecake. Cut the cheesecake in half and split between the two of you. Like, there's options. There's ways to work things out. But be aware of who is around you, who is supportive. Also, while you're losing weight, pay attention to who suddenly wants to be your friend. These people knew you when you were overweight. They knew who you were. And now suddenly they want to date you or suddenly want to be your friend because now you've lost weight. Stay away from those people. If you aren't good enough to them being overweight, then they're not good enough for you when you get skinny. Do not allow somebody to create a relationship because you've changed to their standards. Because somebody who wants to be your friend will be your friend no matter what size you are. Now, they may say to you, hey, you really need to lose weight. They may be honest with you, but someone who just won't give you the time of day because you're overweight, don't be their friend when you get skinny. I'm telling you, it is the biggest mistake you've ever made. You will end up finding out these people are hateful in their heart, and you don't want to be around that. Just because you lose weight, don't become hateful. Don't close out people who are in the same position you used to be in, or worse. So that's it. Just be careful. Enablers, energy suckers, food pushers, hateful people. Stay away from them and don't become one. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.